Ladies and gentlemen, your favorite white colonizer, sweet Zionist prince, coming to you live from the United States of America. I'm Tal, the traveling clat, and today we're looking at this whole story of Mahmoud, Khalil, and his potential deportation from America. I have my own thoughts and opinions, but we're also going to look at a lot of exploratory information. First, starting with Marco Rubio.
As a visitor, which is what a visa is, which is how this individual entered this country, as on a visitor's visa. Okay. You are here as a visitor. We can deny you that visa. We can deny you that if you tell us when you apply, hi, I'm trying to get into the United States on a student visa. I am a big supporter of Hamas, a murderous, barbaric group that kidnaps children, that rapes teenage girls, that takes hostages, that allows them to die in captivity, that returns more bodies than live hostages. If you tell us that you are in favor of a group like this, and if you tell us when you apply for your visa, and by the way, I intend to come to your country as a student, and rile up all kinds of anti-Jewish student, anti-Semitic activities. I intend to shut down your universities. If you told us all these things when you applied for a visa, we would deny your visa. I hope we would. If you actually end up doing that, once you're in this country on such a visa, we will revoke it. And if you end up having a green card, not citizenship, but a green card as a result of that visa while you're here,
that sounds like common sense.
We're going to kick you out.
Good. Vinny, your thoughts?
Why is this controversial? Somebody explain to me why this is controversial. It feels like the United States government finally has like a parent in charge. Like, you know for a fact that during the Biden administration, I mean, it didn't happen. They would have totally turned a blind eye to this. They turned a blind eye to this multiple times. Why in the world is this controversial? How is this controversial? This man, okay, is an Arab from the Middle East who supports Hamas. He's not a citizen of the United States. He's there. It is a privilege for him to be there. And instead of trying to upgrade his life, he's bringing the same shitty ideology that Muslim Arab colonialists in the Middle East have, and he's applying it to America. Why would anybody in America defend this? Now, I want to hit with hard facts. The reason why I haven't made a video on this for a while is because I was waiting for all the facts to surface. I was already pro-deporting this guy from the first second I saw it, just because the basis of the ideology, I didn't even care to look into it so much. If he was going to pro-Palestine protests in America that were overwhelmingly supporting Hamas, overwhelmingly over the top for Hamas, I was already content with the fact that he would be deported. Because, again, he's not a resident. He's on a student visa. We don't need people like that in America. It's not necessary. It's just doing a disservice to the country. At the end of the day, this... I'm all for diversity of opinion, diversity of race and background, but this specific diversity of opinion, not important for the success of the United States of America. That's an active terrorist group that wants the destruction of not only Israel, but also the United States of America. Hamas has vowed this. Hamas is interested in the destruction of the West. They're not interested in making peace with America. So you have to keep that in mind when you think there's this random, I believe he's from Syria. You don't want him in your country. I don't know why this is so difficult. And I feel like what Marco Rubio said there was like spot on. Feels like all of a sudden there's like a principal or a teacher in class who's actually there telling you, okay, this is how we're gonna operate. We're gonna unapologetically deport you from our fucking country for being an asshole. That's you can't just sit there all day and go to pro-Palestine marches and harass Jewish students, which he did, and then continue on with your life like everything's normal. Doesn't matter if you have a pregnant wife or not. You make those mistakes, now go back to Syria. Go back to Syria. Enjoy. And you know what? Everybody's like, he'll die in Syria and his wife is... No, he won't. Do you see what's going on in Syria? How they just massacred 700 Alawites and Christians. And the number is probably still rising. They're having their own October 7th there right now. And the Arab supremacist, racist Islamists there are filming and recording everything a la October 7th they did in Israel. Same exact style. You think this motherfucker is going to go back to Syria and he's going to be in danger? He'll be paraded as being a Muslim extremist in the West. This is the same thing when people had issues with that Gazan lady who called me on Instagram. They're like, how could you expose her? How could you this? You guys think for 1 second somebody's going to hurt her for saying that she wants to kill Jews? You think somebody's going to hurt her for saying she's so proud of October 7th? Welcome to Arab society, my friends. Welcome to Islamic society right now. It's terrible. That's why this channel exists. We're here to fight the narrative. As an Arab, Jew, well, everybody thinks I'm an Arab, which I reject. This is why we're here now. Canary Mission on, and I know they can be also seen as controversial. Not everybody agrees with them. Whatever the case, whatever your MO on it, I don't really care. We're gonna take a look. Sorry, one sec. I gotta shift to screen share. They did a pretty thorough deep dive on Mahmoud. So I was thinking we could look through the details together. I always like these Twitter posts. So expose new details on detained pro-Hamas student Mahmoud Khalil leading anti-Israel protests. So Khalil has led anti-Israel protests at Colombia since October 12th, 2023, just days after Hamas's attack. So you know how much he had sympathy for October 7th. He was probably very proud of it as a Palestinian or as a Syrian Palestinian. He led a rally where activists chanted "From the river to the sea," an anti-Semitic slogan used by Hamas to call for Israel's destruction. That's just 12. That's just 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. That's not even a week after October 7th. Technically before the genocide started, or technically some Palestinians, the genocide started on day one. SJP's new face. Khalil is a leader of Quad, which was formed after SJP, Students for Justice of Palestine, and JVP, and Jewish Voices for Peace, which is hijacking the word Jewish because it has nothing to do with Judaism. These people are, they're cosplaying as Jews whenever it's comfortable for them, who were suspended for pro-terror activity on Columbia University. It is now a coalition of 80 plus anti-Israel student groups. So again, keep in mind, this man is not a resident. He's not American. He's there on a student visa. If you're on a student visa, you shouldn't have freedom 100% on a student visa. You should be thinking all the time, I need to be a good boy. I need to behave in a good manner because this is not my country. And it's a privilege for me to be here. But instead, this guy's like, let me just be a terrorist real quick. Sorry, I think my mic gain was too high. Is this better? This is better. Oopsie. Sorry about that, guys. This guy was just like, let me be a terrorist real quick on the streets of America. That'll get me somewhere far in life. Also, by the way, anybody who's watching this video right now and you want to support the channel, go to thetravelingclat.com. Get yourself some merchandise. Look how beautiful. You can get a hat that says, I'm a white colonizer. You can get a shirt that gets, I'm a white colonizer. You can get some, look at this. We've got merch on merch on merch. We got stickers. We got everything you could possibly want. It goes such a long way to support the channel. And we're back. Sorry. I don't know what this is. I've lost my Twitter tab. So we're back to the Twitter page. So he's justifying Hamas terror. Khalil openly defends Hamas in a quad video on March 2025. We've tried armors. Okay, here, let's listen to what he says straight from the horse's mouth.
Israel and their propaganda always find like something to attack. Like we tried armed resistance, which is again legitimate under international law, but again Israel is terrorism. Israel.
At the moment, Mahmoud, Iran sits upon the Human Rights Council of International Law, and so does North Korea. So your international law is bullshit. When you come into a country and rape the women, kill the children, set houses on fire and people on fire, and do unspeakable acts of horror, and call it armed resistance under international law, you, my friend, are a terrorist. Habibi, you are a terrorist. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. You are a terrorist. This is why I've taken the stance. I'm going to see if I can open straight up my YouTube. I just want to show you guys the only thing that I commentated on my YouTube channel. I said one simple thing. I didn't have to think about it too much. The answer was pretty clear cut for me. I made a tweet about it. There. Boom. Deport him. Deport the man. There's nothing to sit on. You don't need to sit on it. You don't need to think about it too much. You don't need to ponder. Just deport him. Openly do it proudly, and send a message to these terrorists that we don't welcome you in America anymore. We don't welcome you in the West. We don't like this ideology. Bringing the war home. On the first anniversary of Hamas's massacre, Khalil led a pro-Hamas rally at Columbia. Fantastic. Sounds like such a great individual to have in America, no? The next day, Quad made their goal clear, bring the war home. This isn't just about Israel, it's about destroying the United States. What a smart guy, right? When you're on a student visa. Really, really intelligent. Just tell me for a second. Make an argument to me real quick. What is this man offering to the United States of America? A student visa is a privilege. What? Give me one case. Is it just about freedom of speech? Because you don't have the freedom to support a terrorist group. I have disappointingly seen more friends this week, especially friends on the left in America, who have made Instagram posts, like stupid Instagram posts about how this is a terrible anti-American, anti-freedom of speech thing, while in the last 2.5 years, I've never seen them post anything about Israel, anything about October 7th. But the first time they're getting involved in the argument is for the support of this dumbass. I don't understand. I just don't understand. If it's just about hatred of Trump, put it to the side for one moment. Why in the world would you justify a terrorist in your country? Tell me. The man is a terrorist. Full stop. If you're supporting a terrorist group, you're a terrorist. That's how we should all see it. Quad's anti-American stance is clear. On August 16th, 2024, members vowed to weaken U.S. imperialism. On March 9th, 2025, the New York Post exposed their goal: total eradication of Western civilization. People and uphold oppressive structures. As students living in the U.S., we recognize that we must work hard to weaken U.S. imperialism. We discussed the methods of political education and active participation in support of struggles of workers and oppressed people to achieve this end. Listen, if you didn't have problems with the Biden administration, this is what was going on under the Biden administration. I am actually happy to see Trump clean this shit up. Like, it's important. You guys know I live in Israel at the moment, but I'm a dual U.S. and Israeli citizen. So I have deep ties to America. Most of my family lives here as well. And it's important to me to see the success of the U.S. I don't want to see U.S. fall. I definitely don't align with the ideals of this group that wants to work hard to weaken U.S. imperialism, okay, and total eradication of the Western civilization. How does that make any sense? Why would you want people like that in your country? If you don't have to have them, if they're citizens, it is what it is. You can't do anything about it. They're not deported. Nobody's advocating for the deportation of citizens or U.S. born citizens. But if the man's on a student visa, why would you want to import more of that ideology? It just doesn't make any sense. Quad organized a pro-terror event on March 24th, 24, called Palestinian Resistance 101. Speaking at the event was Khalid Barakat, a senior member of PFLP, a designated terrorist group. So that's the same quad that he is involved with, Mahmoud Khalil. The Colombia encampment. In April 2024, Khalil was a lead negotiator for the violent pro-Hamas Colombia encampment. Quad's encampment took over buildings, held workers hostage, promoted Israel's destruction, and harassed Jewish students while police found weapons and anti-Semitic propaganda. Again, I ask you, and I know I've asked it before, why would you want this man in America? Make me one rational, in the comments, if you're anti what I'm saying, one rational argument for why this man should stay in America. Give me one. Khalil again acted as a quad negotiator on March 5th, 2025, when pro-Hamas agitators occupied Barnard's College library lobby. The takeover featured Death to America posters, a bomb threat, an arrest, and a class disruption. I'm sorry, I don't think a student visa allows you to be aligned with people. He didn't do it, but he's around people and he's supporting that cause. He's involved with them. He's associated with them. People who wrote Death to America on a poster. Tell me one more time. Make an argument. Something rational. Anything that make this make sense. And I'm with you. If you can make me one argument as to why this man should stay in the streets of America. That's all I have to say. Shabbat shalom, my friends. I'll see you in the next one. I love you a long time. Goodbye, class. Please support the channel.
If you believe in my content and want to support me, just know your help is needed. There's a bunch of great ways to support me, being PayPal, Buy Me a Coffee, or joining my Patreon community down below. Patreon is the best way to support my channel, and you'll get a bunch of cool perks depending on what tier you join. Another great way to support me is by buying my merchandise on thetravelingclat.com. I regularly drop new merch designs like this beautiful hat, or this amazing shirt, where you can support the channel and get something cool for yourself. I also have an amazing Discord community with people from all over the world. Thank you so much for your support.